Hi everyone, it's Jessica. I have been so busy in the last 2 months making Christmas cards that I've barely had any time to scrapbook. So I thought before I finish my Christmas card project and send them all off in the mail that I would take a second to share some of the things I've made with you because I really love them. And I know sharing what you make with other crafters is sometimes so satisfying. They get all the hard work that goes into a project like this. Now, I am not done yet. I still have probably about 15 more cards to make before I hit all the people on my list. But I do, just like I said, want to share these and have a chance just to kind of show them off a little bit because I have worked really hard for about 2 months now. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. All right, this is probably one of my favorite ones that I have made. And you can see they're all basically the same, although I did change the color of some of the little flowers down here at the bottom. It was just easier to run it through my die cut machine that way and then just change up the colors. But I love this one. It is from the Floral Stag die cut set from Spellbinders, and it is so cute. It has a bunch of really tiny little dies in it. So it did take a little bit of time to run it all through, but I stacked a couple of things up with some foam tape. The stag himself and his antlers are stacked up 2 pieces of cardstock thick. And then I just had a lot of fun layering all those florals down there. For this, I did do a little bit of ink blending, like around the edge of the stag and his antlers and some of the flowers. But that yellow flower, for example, I just grabbed a yellow marker and went around the edge of it. And then I also used a pink marker just to give him some rosy cheeks and pink ears. I did back this with a piece of cardstock that I ran through an embossing folder, and yeah, I just love that extra little subtle pop to it. This is another one of my favorites. I have been loving these snowmen from Lawn Fawn. This is the Snowmen family, I think. I guess I'll have to check the name of that. But I have been using them on a lot of my cards, and they're so fun to customize. You could put different, ages or people in there. I put a cat in this one, but it does come with a cute little dog on the stamp set too. And then fun little sayings like "Have a cool Christmas," "Happy Holidays." So, you could change those out. Now, I do want to run to the store and get a little bit of silver embellishing thread, and I plan to wrap that around the top just to kind of fill in a little bit more of that space at the top of the card. But I had a lot of fun using stickles and other things like that just to decorate my snowmen here. So I do have the add-on as well. So I've got both stamp sets, and like I said, just a lot of fun ways to like mix and match the scarves and the hats. And even like I said, here's that little dog. So, you could make your whole family, which I did here on this card. This one was quite time consuming, so I made only 2. I figured for our parents, these would be the ones I would send out. But this is meant to mimic our little family. I wish there was actually a little snow bunny in the stamp set because we do have 4 bunnies as well. But I colored the cats to match 2 of our cats, and then 3 kids and 2 parents. So it is "Have a Cool Christmas," and on the inside it says "From the Whole Family." So I did a little bit of ink blending and stamping on the background there. Really love that. I'm telling you, I love these snowmen. I use them in a lot of different projects so far this winter. I made a bunch of different bookmarks for teachers and friends and family members. So here I combined some other things from Lawn Fawn. This little bookmark die set is from them. And also they have the little woodland creatures, library creatures that I did for the books there. I made a couple of other bookmarks as well with this guy. He is the cute little moose from the Dancing Klondike Moose from Spellbinders. I even gave him a little bit of liquid glass so his eyeballs really pop out and have a lot of fun dimension. I did some stenciling on the background of his. I plan to make a couple of Christmas cards with him as well. He's really fun because you can make his legs swing back and forth so that he looks like he is dancing. All right, another Spellbinders, not Spellbinders, Lawn Fawn one that I did. This is really fun, Santa with all of his reindeer. I did try to use a little bit of liquid pearl there for Rudolph's nose, but my little dot kind of collapsed a little bit. But I had fun on this one, just kind of getting creative with that background there. I did a little bit of Distress Oxide ink blending, and I used some white pigment ink and a couple of different background stamps just to create, a different sort of background for Santa and his reindeer. But that one's fun because it has a lot of good dimension as well. And I do really really like this stamp set because of all of those speech bubbles, and then I have the coordinating dies. So that's what I used for a lot of my snowmen as well. So it was fun just to kind of mix and match all of the things that I had in my stash. So here, this is another one that is Lawn Fawn. They have been one of my favorite new companies that I have discovered recently. This one is called Christmas Dreams, and when I picked it up, I thought it would be fun because you could even use it for birthday cards. But I did grab a piece of pattern paper for my wallpaper of the house, and then I just blended a little bit of ink around the edges to kind of create that little vignette or scene. And everything's stacked up a couple of layers of cardstock thick. I've got some fun touches. Can you see the glitter there in the fireplace? And just lots of shimmer all over the images, a little bit of liquid glass over my glass of milk. So much fun. Now, of course, I do have a ton of winter and Christmas stamps from my Close to My Heart stash. This is one that was new to me that I hadn't played with yet. This is called Snow Buddy Like You. And so I did a variety of cards using each of the 3 snowmen that are on this stamp set. So this one I used one of my background dies just to create the front of that card. And I just kind of had fun making it some non-traditional Christmas colors. And I think that sentiment is from an older, much older stamp set that I had. But I just mixing and matching here. Here I did a little bit of embossing, and then I decided I changed my mind in the way I did that. So I switched over to like a polka dot kind of emboss. I ran my sandpaper over it just to reveal that white core. Did a lot of white gel pen highlights, some ink blending and stamping for the background. Those guys are really fun. And then I had this skiing snowman. So I made a couple of different cards playing around with him. This one was probably my favorite. That Christmas die set is from my Close to My Heart stash. The snowflake I did with a stencil and some white embossing powder. So it's got a lot of really fun shine. And then I used my sanding tool to scratch up the edge of that cardstock as well. This was another one that I did using that same skiing snowman, and they were this cute little stamp here with the holly and the berries. So I fussy cut those out and popped them up. And then I actually had a little ink smudge there on his belly, so I just used a marker to give him some buttons down to cover that up. Now this guy didn't turn out quite the way that I wanted him to. It was meant to be one of those slider cards, and I do have like a penny in there, but I just don't think that I stacked it up with enough foam tape to really give it room to slide very well. It does move if you move it yourself, but the idea was for it to kind of, slide on its own. So this one was not my favorite, but the idea was in my head. I had good intentions, but I really liked playing with that stamp set. This is one that I made with the Peekaboo Bear from Hero Arts. It's really fun. They have like a snowman, I think, and then also maybe a penguin, a couple of different images that you can do there. And then I thought I was going to use this snowflake stencil, but I didn't. But I did use the little snowflake die cover plate to cut out the snowflakes in that part where he is picking out from. So I just pretty much copied what they had shown there, but I need to get into that guy and play with him a little bit more so I can come up with a few more original ideas. So that's it. Like I said, not done. I still have quite a bit of work to do. These are going to be cards that definitely get sent out after Christmas, but my friends and family are used to that because usually I have to wait to be on Christmas break to finish up all of my work. But it is just such a fun time of year, and it's nice to kind of take a little break from scrapbooking and really focus on making cards with a lot of love and joy so that I can send those out to my friends and family. So I know this was a different kind of video, but I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I've been working on, and hopefully I will see you guys soon with a scrapbooking layout. All right, happy holidays to you. Bye, happy crafting.